Used to be complicated. Now you can download software to look at the slow scan television.
Yeah. And that's where they bring in DRM, which will come up later, which I'd never heard of. You familiar with DRM? You know, it's the Indians trying to take over the broadcast spectrum.
Dakota?
Huh?
What? Indian?
Digital
Oh,
Radio Mondial.
he said.
And there's a question about it, of
He
course.
said,
Yes, most of the people that I think developed it are in India, and the companies that are making the transmitters, and they're only broadcast. It's kind of like trying to replace the AM broadcast band, but they want to go up to 30 megahertz. So we do fast scan and slow scan. Back in the old days, it used to be NTSC, the National Television Systems Committee, that had, excuse me?
There's a big black square across your slide
Really?
on my end.
A black square?
A rectangle, okay. I
We're
can
not.
see purple and blue around it, but I can't read the slide.
Oh,
You're on top of it right now.
okay. Well, it's a purple background.
Yep, I see the background, but mine's got a big gray rectangle sitting over part of the purple and part of the blue at the top. So is it something I'm doing?
Well, I don't know.
Yours looks good here.
I'm not seeing it here.
Okay.
Let
All right.
me,
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'll find the book and read along with you.
You got a warning box right there. Does that have anything to do with it?
away
Please
from the
move this
shared
window.
application.
Shared app.
Which window?
That gray box is still in the same position when you came to this window. That just moved a little.
What window are they talking about? Let's start it over.
Oh, it just went away.
Okay.
It just came back, except it's much smaller.
Oh,
He's talking
Please.
about that box there. It's turning gray.
I'm trying to figure out what window they're talking about. They want me to move.
Now I've got two. I've got a top to bottom small rectangle, and oh, the left to right one just went away.
Now it's gone.
There, now the top to bottom just left.
All right. What are you seeing now?
I see the regular extra class license course element for everything. I don't see any of the gray boxes.
Are you seeing my folder?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Well, I'm seeing the PowerPoint thing.
PowerPoint thing.
Well, I mean, whatever it is you're using to project the slides.
All right.
I'm
Let's
seeing
get
that
rid-
application.
Okay.
Now I see you. Hello.
All right. I will share again.
Okay, you're still recording. I see your desktop type screen now.
Okay.
Just started LibreOffice.
All right.
Now I see your
Or
E2 Amateur Practices. Television.
Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. we're still recording. All right.
Looks good. Looks good.
Okay. No gray box?
No gray box.
All right. I don't know what that was.
Well, you recorded it. Well, of course, you never saw it on your end, though. So,
No, but I
okay.
was getting some kind of warning about moving a screen, but it wasn't clear what I was supposed to move. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have fast scan and slow scan. I guess are they broadcasting analog TV anymore at all?
I don't think they are.
I don't know. They are.
Because I know when you had to get the converter boxes and all that many, many years ago. And I guess that's when, must have been June 2009.
I have an antenna on my roof.
They still transmit, but I don't.
I think it's digital, though.
Most all of them are still are digital now, but there may be some on these public broadcast stations that still transmit in the UHF and analog.
Huh.
When I
Okay.
do a scan
Or there
to pick
maybe.
up all the stations, there's usually like 2 analog stations detected, but I can't view them. Because, you know, I have a digital TV,
Yeah.
but it does pick up something else. I don't know.
Because when you put your mode into look at broadcast TV, it scans both the analog and the digital.
Yeah.
Right. You have a choice. You can scan analog or scan digital. So I don't know. There may be some, there may not be. 10
Okay.
years ago, there were still some.
Yeah. Okay, so fast scan, which was kind of the standard analog TV, used 525 horizontal lines, 30 times a second, and they would do alternating even and odd fields. So it would scan down I don't remember which one came first, the even lines, and then it would come back and scan the odd lines to fill in. So the tube, you know, kind of kept those lines illuminated long enough that your eye didn't detect the difference. Fast scan is normally in the 70 centimeter band between broadcast channels 13 and 14, at least the amateur fast scan television. It's up where you have enough bandwidth because you've got a 6 megahertz wide signal, which is a little bit wider than single sideband.
Wider than like 12 meters.
And because they're using that band, okay, you can actually operate on a cable TV. So how many horizontals make up a fast scan NTSC television frame?
5.5.
Charlie.
How many times per second is a new frame transmitted in a
Alpha.
fast? How is an interlace scanning pattern generated in a fast scan television system?
On the
Delta. Yeah.
What technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for fast scan TV operations on the 70 centimeter band?
It's alpha.
NTSC signals are AM, amplitude modulated. However, they did use FM for the audio. And they use what they call vestigial sideband modulation. So it's similar to single sideband, but there's one sideband and a portion of the other sideband. So I'm not exactly clear on how that conserves bandwidth, because you got portion of the other sideband, seemed like it's still as wide as,
The portion on the sideband for the voice is very narrow.
okay,
You have like 5 megs on the one side and only 1 meg. I think it's even more than that. because
Okay.
it's The audio. I think the
uh,
audio is on the lower sideband and the video is on the upper sideband.
supposedly the reason they do it, it reduces the bandwidth and it's easier to detect it.
And the vestigial sideband is where they still have a carrier,
Oh, they're
a reduced carrier.
vestigial carrier.
Yeah,
What is vestigial sideband modulation?
Amplitude with one complete and a portion of the other.
Right. Which of the following describes the use of vestigial sideband in analog fast scan TV transmissions? Charlie. Okay, so amateurs can do color as well as black and white. You send the color lines sequentially, and they call that chroma, where the black and white part was called luminance. I used to understand TV stuff decades ago.
what the hell's that?
Huh?
I don't understand that at all.
What's that? Chroma?
Yeah,
That's just what they call the color portion. They have chroma and luminance signals plus the audio signal.
okay.
And then there was stuff about the front porch and the back porch, the inner whatever, which comes up in another one. So how is color information sent in analog slow scan TV?
Sequentially.
What's the name of the signal component that carries color information?
Corona.
Chroma.
Chroma.
Now it says, I don't know anything about this. Anybody done slow scan TV or seen it?
I just monitor just for that.
Okay, on single sideband?
Yeah,
Okay.
114, 230.
They do upper or lower, or does it matter?
I think it's upper, but I can't swear to it. I think it's upper.
Okay.
But you can download programs that allow you to tune in, and you see, just like FT8, you see the spectrum and the data just fills in. And it can automatically choose the format for you, so you don't have to know which format they're doing.
Okay, which mode? Right?
Yeah, like there's various formats in SSTV.
Okay. So it says that the tone frequency of the sideband signal is how they regulate the brightness of the picture. And they have some specific frequencies that tell it when to start a picture. I assume there's probably one that tells it at the end. So what aspect of analog slow scan TV signal encodes the brightness of the picture?
The tone frequency?
Yep. Does that actually mean they're sending a separate tone?
Well, it's multiple tones, so yeah, it sounds like when it first starts out, it sounds a lot less complex, just kind of a varying tone. And then.
like
once it-
FT8?
Once it gets going, it's like multiple tone,
Okay,
so. So I think this is specific tone frequency.
Yeah, what signal? What signals SSTV receiving software to begin a new picture line? Yeah, I wonder why they said specific. Does that mean that it takes more than one tone to say? Like it's a multiple tone sequence?
But it's more limited, the sound of it is more limited than when it gets started with a picture. Then it's got a host of frequencies that it's.
Okay, so you can have different modes, okay? And they use the vertical interval signaling, which if I recall is the period in between the odd and even scan lines, I think, where they used to be able to, on regular TV, embedded different codes. So they use that to identify the slow scan TV mode. What is the function of the vertical interval signaling code sent as part of an SSTV transmission?
Identify the mode being used.
Okay, and digital radio mondial. I don't know how you pronounce it. Why they put this in there, I don't know. But they claim that you can send and receive slow scan TV using DRM, and that you don't need any other hardware other than a single sideband receiver and a computer, kind of like doing FT8. Now, I tried to find out more about DRM, and as far as I can tell, there are no transmitters available other than broadcast type, many kilowatts, 100,000. So I don't know where this is coming from. I guess if you buy one of those broadcast transmitters, you could send slow scan TV, but
DRM, you can get in the handheld.
huh?
You can get DRM in handhelds.
To receive.
It transmits in DRM also.
It does?
Yeah.
That's what it says. It says it's one way to send and receive SSTV
I know.
signals.
I'm just saying I couldn't find anything about doing that other than you could get a $20 module to add on to receive.
And then, who is it?
You talking DRM or DMR? They're not the same.
Yes, you're right. Sorry about that.
Yes, there's for $400 you can get a DMR transceiver.
Same letters. Screw it, use it.
Actually, you can get a DMR handheld for $80 if you don't mind building your own code plug, which is a pain.
Now I know what.
Everybody's ass.
Oh, code plugs aren't bad. Where do you get one for $80?
Well,
Radio
well,
video.
same place you get everything else real cheap on that.
China? Radiodity
I believe they're sold by Radiodity, yes.
for $80?
Or, well, when I bought mine, it was, I think
Wow.
the last time I saw it on there, it was like $86. The Bofang 1701
Okay.
is a DMR radio, and it's difficult to figure out the programming for it. I've had it for like 6 or 7 months, and I still haven't found a way to tune by VFO on there. Everything has to be programmed. So in the field, it's virtually worthless unless you working with somebody else that's you worked with and already have everything programmed even. But I can hit, there's a repeater on, well, it's supposed to be between US 1 and the river, somewhere between 520 and Michigan or, 520 in Dixon. Somewhere over there, there's
Yeah.
a repeater, KSC repeater, it's DN, A4 DJN or something like that. I'd have to
Yeah.
look it up.
I've seen that.
But the thing is, I can hit that from the airport in Melbourne where I work.
Really?
So that's like 21 miles. I hit it and get perfect.
You either get it or you don't.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, like you said, it's either there or it doesn't.
I'll have to
Go
try
Palm
that.
Bay and I probably couldn't touch it,
So I should be able to get to it from Merritt Island.
most definitely, yeah.
All right. Well, I have a DMR. I'll have to try it.
I think it's D, no other.
You think it's D? That no other hardware is needed?
Something about that.
Yeah, well, that's what they claim. I found that there's a $20 module you can add to a regular SSB receiver. So,
But you don't need it.
oh, okay. You don't need it.
Because you can do it in software.
Yeah, just drag your computer along with your handheld and have the right app, or maybe do it in your phone.
Well, maybe